Okay, today we have to talk about the factor affecting the rate of evaporation. As you know very well that in my previous video I already talked about for what is the evaporation and why the evaporation is the surface phenomenon. Clear? That is the evaporation is the surface phenomenon due to the some reason, and the reason is the surface tension. Clear? Today we have to talk about the factor which affect the rate of evaporation. Affects means either increases or decreases. That means the factor which are responsible to increase the rate of evaporation or decrease the rate of reaction we have rate of evaporation we have to consider. So there are some factor, name is the temperature, nature of liquid, wind velocity, humidity and the surface area. These are the some factors which directly affect the rate of the evaporation. First, I will talk about for the temperature. What is the effect of the temperature on the evaporation? You know very well that there is no any requirement for the temperature for the evaporation. Evaporation occurs at all temperature. That means it will also occur at the room temperature, because you see a number of water bodies in our surrounding like the lake, pond, sea, river, etc. Their water disappear when the sunlight falls continuously on it within a 1 month or 1 week or so on. Clear? Because the evaporation occurs simultaneously or by itself. Clear? So the temperature is an essential factor which affect the evaporation directly, because when the temperature increases, the rate of evaporation will also increases. Clear? Clear? Now the relationship between the rate of evaporation and the temperature is that we can say here the rate of evaporation is directly proportional to the temperature. What do you mean by this thing? When the temperature increases, evaporation will also increases, and when the temperature decreases, evaporation will also decreases. Clear? Suppose you are start to heating a given liquid at two different temperature, like you are heating the first liquid at the 50 degrees Celsius and the second one at the 70 or 80 degrees Celsius. Clear? So the temperature is more in case of 80 degrees Celsius and less in case of 50 degrees Celsius. So the rate of evaporation will be higher in case of 80 degrees Celsius and will be very low at 50 degrees Celsius. Clear? So when the temperature increases, the evaporation will also increases, and when it will decreases, then evaporation also decreases. Clear? So the first factor is the temperature. Now second point is the nature of the liquid. You know very well that the liquids are of two types: volatile liquids and non-volatile liquids. Clear? The liquids which changes itself into the vapor form at the room temperature and we can smell that liquid are considered as the volatile liquid. For example, when we put petrol, diesel or kerosene clear in an open container, then we can feel the smell of that liquids by itself. So we can here say that these liquids are considered as the volatile liquids. Similarly, perfume, acetones, these are also the volatile liquids. Clear? So when we talk about for the evaporation in case of the volatile liquid, the evaporation of volatile liquid is increases. Clear? As in compared to the non-volatile liquid. Clear? Suppose the petrol and the water are given to you and the question is asked that which one will evaporate first, then you will say that the acetone will evaporate first because it is a volatile liquid. Clear? Understand? And the question arises from this point, that the question first give reason we can feel cool when we put a few drop of acetone on our palm. Clear? So what is the reason? Because acetone is a volatile liquid. Clear? And it involves in the process of evaporation, and as we know very well that the evaporation process makes cooling effect. That's why we can say that we feel cool when we put a few drop of acetone on our palm. Similarly, one question is also arises from this point, that give reason the water which are kept in the earthen pot have cooling effect or becomes cool. Clear? So the reason is that when the sunlight falls on the water molecules or the earthen pot which are in which the water is kept, so when the sunlight fall on it, the water molecules will involve in the process of evaporation, and the earthen pot has so many pores or holes. Clear? And the water changes into the vapor from, and it goes into the surrounding. Clear? And when the vapor will arises or goes into the surrounding from the earthen pot, then we can say that it is the evaporation, and that's why the surface becomes cool, and the reason is that the water kept in the earthen pot becomes cool. Clear? Now we will talk about for the wind velocity. Wind velocity is the another factor which affect the rate of evaporation. Here wind velocity is directly proportional to the rate of evaporation. When the wind velocity increases, the rate of evaporation will also increases, and when the wind velocity decreases, the rate of evaporation will also decreases. Clear? So for this you have to explain this point. So pour a few drop of the liquid on the floor and start the fan. You will observe that after some time all the liquids are disappeared. Clear? Why? Because the liquids involved in the process of the evaporation under the influence of the wind. Clear? So wind velocity is the major factor for evaporation also. Clear? Next, humidity. Humidity means the amount of water that is present in the atmosphere. When the humidity will be very high in the atmosphere, then evaporation will be very low. Clear? So we can say here that the humidity is inversely proportional to the rate of evaporation. Means when one is increases, then second one is decreases. Clear? That means when the humidity increases, the rate of evaporation decreases, and when the humidity decreases, the rate of evaporation will also increases. Clear? That means you can take a fine example for this. You observe that your wet cloth are not drying so easily during the winter season because the humidities are more water vapor are present in the atmosphere. Clear? So the wet cloth are not dry soon. Clear? But during the summer season, the wet cloths are becomes dry very soon because the humidity is very low. Clear? So when the humidity will be high, the rate of evaporation will be low, and when the humidity will be very low, rate of evaporation will be clear. Now the last point is the surface area. Surface area of the container is also a major factor which affect the evaporation or rate of evaporation. Suppose take a hot tea in a cup and in a plate. So which one will become cool very fastly? You will say that the hot tea present in the plate will become very cool fast because the surface area of the plate is more as compared to the surface area of the cup. Clear? So the surface area is also responsible for the evaporation. Clear? When the surface area will be very high or increases, the rate of evaporation will also increases. So in this way we can say that the surface area is directly proportional to the rate of evaporation. Means when one is decreases, then second one will also decreases. When one is increases, then second will also increases. Clear? So in this way we can explain the factor affecting the rate of evaporation. Now come on, we have two heading also. The first one is the boiling and next one is the boiling point. Clear? Suppose you take a beaker, put some water and start to heat on the street lamp or burner. Clear? So first we observe the evaporation process and then we observe the boiling. Clear? First, when we start to heat any liquid, then the evaporation process will take place first, and then after the boiling will occur. Clear? So what is the definition for the boiling here? The process in which the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure upon heating is known as boiling. Clear? When every liquid either it will be the water or any other solvent, all the liquid has some type of the pressure, and that pressure is known as vapor pressure. Clear? And when the vapor pressure of the corresponding liquid becomes to the atmospheric pressure, that is the surroundings pressure, then the liquid will start to boil. Clear? So it will occur only upon heating. Understand? So when we start to heat any liquid, the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, and at this condition the boiling will occur. Understand? Now second point is the boiling point. We generally define the boiling point by a simple definition. The temperature at which a liquid starts to boil is known as boiling point of that liquid. But it is not a right definition, because this is only applicable for a short term. But if you want to define the boiling point in a clear manner, then the definition will be like this. Clear? Here the definition is given: the temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, this temperature is known as boiling point of the liquid. Clear? When we heat any liquid, then it starts to boil, and the temperature at which a liquid starts to boil is known as boiling point, but this is not a correct definition. Clear? The correct definition is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid. Clear? The temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, and this temperature is known as boiling point of the liquid. And here the relation between the atmospheric pressure and boiling point are given, that boiling point is directly proportional to the atmospheric pressure. Means when the atmospheric pressure increases, boiling point will also increases, and when it will decreases, then this will also decreases. Clear? Because you know very well, a question arises from this topic. We cannot cook pulses or rice at the higher altitude or at mountain easily. Clear? At higher altitude, the pressure is very low. Clear? And when the pressure becomes low, the boiling point will also become low, and that's why the reason that we cannot cook food like the pulses or rice at higher altitude or mountain easily, because the atmospheric pressure decreases as we move upwards. Understand? So in this way we can define the boiling and boiling point. There is a figure given here. You can see this is the figure given for the explanation of the boiling. Boiling is also known as the vaporization. Clear? And the vaporization is boiling is the bulk phenomenon, and the evaporation is the surface phenomenon. Clear? Evaporation always occurs at the surface, and boiling will also occur, or it will also always occur at the bulk side. So it is known as bulk phenomenon, and the evaporation is known as surface phenomenon. Clear? So this is all about the factor affecting the rate of evaporation, boiling and boiling point. Thank you.